Hello everyone, welcome to BISP Solutions. BISP Solutions is a tech company that provides technical solutions across the world. So today we will be starting our webinar on manufacturing module in NetSuite. So what we have discussed in our earlier sessions is about manufacturing only and the steps involved in manufacturing products. So today we will be covering many topics. So first of all, let's start with what is manufacturing in NetSuite. So manufacturing in NetSuite helps businesses plan, manage and monitor the production of finished goods from raw materials. So what we have learned previously in our sessions, like NetSuite production process, we have discussed production stages and workflows, we discussed routing and operations in manufacturing, scheduling work orders, advanced manufacturing concepts, work in process, which is WIP and routings, understanding WIP and routing concepts, setting up WIP accounts and costing, and configuring routing and work centers. So let's start with a reiteration of our previous session. So NetSuite production process is the complete journey of transforming raw materials into finished goods. It involves a series of steps where materials are consumed, operations are performed, and final products are produced and stored in inventory. So in NetSuite, this process is managed using work orders, BOM, which is bill of materials, and routings. It ensures that production happens in a structured manner, and it also track cost, labor and overhead at every stage. So key stages of the NetSuite production process is, first comes our raw material procurement, where purchase and receive raw materials required for manufacturing, and materials are stored in inventory until needed for production. So for that we have to go to our transactions. Under transaction we can find purchases option. Under purchases, enter purchase order is there, then we can make a new purchase order for the same. Then next is work order creation, where a work order is created to define what item needs to be manufactured, how many units, and when it needs to be completed. And it links the BOM, which is bill of materials, and routing to specify the components and operations required for the same. Then comes our navigation, where transactions, we have to click on transactions. Under transaction we can find manufacturing. Under manufacturing we can find our enter work orders, and then we can create a new work order for the same, where we can select the assembly item and define the quantity for the same, and also we can select a location and save the work order for the same. Next is issuing components to production, where raw materials are moved from inventory and issued to the production process, and this step reduces raw material inventory and moves item to work in process. So for that, navigation involves is transactions. Under transactions, manufacturing. Under manufacturing we can see issue components for the same, and then we have to select the work order and issue the required materials for this stage. Next comes our production or assembly process, where production is carried out by following the routing and operations. Then each stage of the process is tracked using work centers, labor and overhead cost. So navigation involves, under transaction we can find manufacturing. Under manufacturing, work order completion tab is there, so we can see from there, and after that we can select the work order and record the progress for the same. Next comes our inspection and quality check, which is an optional task to done. So the finished product may undergo a quality check before being transferred to inventory, and quality control helps ensure that defective or incomplete items are identified before closing the work order. So after that, completion and storage of finished goods, where once production is complete the finished goods are moved to inventory and the work order is marked as completed or closed. So for that, navigation involves under transaction we can find manufacturing. Under manufacturing, work order completion is there. So from there we can select the work order and complete it. Next comes our tracking and costing in production process, where material cost, where the cost of raw materials are consumed. Labor cost, where time spent by employees to produce goods are there. And overhead cost, where costs related to utilities, machines, etc. are there. So why is the production process important? So it ensures efficient use of raw materials, provides accurate cost tracking and inventory management. It provides accurate cost tracking and inventory management, it is done. Then reduces production errors by maintaining a structured workflow, and it improves decision making through real-time visibility into production status. Next comes our work orders in NetSuite. Before that, production workflow in NetSuite, which is the process in NetSuite which transform raw material into finished goods using a step-by-step approach. Each stage involves consuming materials, applying operations, which is work center task, and tracking cost, which consists of labor, materials, and overhead also. Next is our key production stages in NetSuite, where the raw material is procured. Next, work order is created, and component issuance is there. Then production, where routing and operation are done. Then work order is completed. After that, inspection and quality check is done. Then we can close our work orders. Then cost tracking during production, where material costs are tracked, because we have to see that if it is in budget or not. Labor cost is also been looked at, and overhead cost is also the same for cost tracking during production. Then why are production stages and workflows important? So it ensures that all production steps are followed correctly, and it provides real-time visibility into work order progress, and it helps optimizing resource usage and reduce production days, and it also enables accurate costing and financial reporting. Then comes our routing and operations in manufacturing. Where routing in NetSuite defines the sequence of operations required to manufacture an item. It also outlines the specific steps involved, the work centers where the tasks are performed, and the time taken for each operation is done. So in simple terms, routing is the roadmap that guides production, and operations is the individual task or steps performed at each stage. So when a work order is created, the associated routing determines how and where the production will happen, and it helps keeping track, cost, and progress efficiently. Then comes our why is routing important. So it ensures that manufacturing follows a structured and optimized process. It assigns the right task to the right work center for efficient production, and it provides accurate cost estimation by tracking labor, machine, and overhead, and it also allows tracking better and control of the production process. So key components of routing, where first comes our operations. So they are the tasks or activities required to transform raw materials into finished goods. So each operation is linked to a work center where the task is performed. So for example, cutting raw materials, assembling components, testing, and quality inspection is done. Next comes our work centers, where a work center is a center, location or machine where manufacturing operations are performed. So each work center has its own associated cost, which is labor, machine time and overhead. So for example, cutting station, assembly line, quality control department, like that. Then comes our setup time and run time, where setup time is required to prepare the work center for production, and run time time taken to perform the operation on one unit or batch. Next comes our cost template, where the purpose is to define the cost per hour for using the work center, and components involve labor cost, which is cost of worker time, machine cost, which is cost of using machines, and overhead cost is additional indirect cost. So if we want to create and manage routing in NetSuite, so first we have to create a new routing, then define operations in routing, and then assign routing to assembly items. So for step 1, we have to navigate through list option. Under list we can find supply chain, then routing is there. Then we have to click new option to create a new routing, and then we have to enter basic details like name, item or assembly or location, and then we have to click on save option. Next step is defining operations in routing, where we add operations like we have to click on operations and add the sequence of tasks, and defining the work center for each operation, and then we specify the setup time and run time. Then we have to enter costing details, so which define the cost template to calculate labor and machine cost. Then is our sequence the operations, where we will be ensuring operations follow the correct order, and then we have to click on save option. Step 3 is our assigning route to assembly items, where we have to navigate to list. Under list supply chain is there, under supply chain routing is there. Then we have to link to assembly items, where we will be associating the routing with the correct assembly item. Next comes our work order execution using routing, where we will be creating a work order first step, then issuing components is done, then start production based on routing, then completing work order is there. So for first step we will be linking the assembly item with the defined routing, and then we define the quantity to produce. Then in second step we will be issuing raw materials from inventory to the production flow, and then we will be navigating to transactions. Under transactions manufacturing is there, under manufacturing issue components is there. Next in our step 3 there will be each operation in the routing is followed, and actual labor and machine time are recorded in that. Step 4 is completing work orders, where the final product is moved to inventory after completing all operations, and then we have to navigate to transactions. Under transaction manufacturing is there, under manufacturing work order completion is there. Next comes our tracking progress with routing, where NetSuite allows real-time tracking of each operations, helping manufacturers. So it monitors production status and identify bottlenecks. Then it measures actual versus estimated production time, and then it analyzes labor, machine and overhead costs also. So why is routing and operations important? Because it ensures consistency and accuracy in manufacturing, and it reduces production errors by defining structured workflows, and it improves cost control by tracking labor, machine and overhead cost, and it enables real-time visibility and enhances decision making. So scheduling work orders in NetSuite. What is work order scheduling in NetSuite? So in NetSuite ensures that production tasks are completed on time by determining when to start each operations, where the operation will take place like work center, and how long it will take to complete the operation. So in simple terms, scheduling decides the timeline for completing production tasks, and also it optimizes the use of resources where work centers, machines and labor are there. So why is work order scheduling important? Because it ensures on-time production and delivery, prevents bottlenecks and optimizes resource allocation, improves production efficiency by reducing idle time, and helps track the progress of work orders at each stage. So types of work order scheduling in NetSuite is forward scheduling, where what is forward scheduling? Where the starting of the work order as soon as possible based on available resources, and completion is determined by the time it takes to finish all operations. When to use is when you want to produce goods quickly and minimize idle time, then it is used. Then comes a backward scheduling. So what is backward scheduling? It starts the work order at the latest possible date to meet the delivery deadline, and it ensures that the production is completed just in time for the shipment or delivery. And when to use? When you have a strict delivery deadline and want to optimize inventory usage, then you can use backward scheduling option. Then comes a manual scheduling. So what is manual scheduling? It allows users to manually define start and end dates for work orders, and it is ideal for highly customized or irregular production tasks. And when to use? When production timelines are flexible or subject to frequent changes. So how to schedule work orders in NetSuite? First we have to create a work order, then we have to assign a scheduling method, then defining operation with routing, then we have to check available capacity, and then we have to release and start work order preparation. Next comes our tracking work order progress after scheduling. So first we have to track work order status, where we will be monitoring real-time progress of each work order. Then we have to view production calendar, where we will be seeing a visual timeline of scheduled work orders. And lastly, updating schedule if required. Then we have to see if there is any changes in resources or priorities, then we have to update the schedule for the same. Then comes our rescheduling work orders. So when to reschedule? So if machine breakdown or resource unavailability is there, changes in customer deadlines and unexpected delays in raw material delivery, then we can reschedule it. And how to reschedule the same? So we have to open the work order which we have made for that particular raw material. Then we have to update the start or end date for that particular raw material, and then we have to adjust the operation sequence if necessary. So why is work order scheduling important? So it prevents production delays and optimizes workflow, and it minimizes idle time and maximizes resource utilization, and it improves on-time delivery and customer satisfaction also, and it allows for better forecasting and capacity planning also. After that comes our advanced manufacturing concepts in NetSuite. So what are advanced manufacturing concepts in NetSuite? So these include specialized processes and techniques that improve production efficiency, reduce errors, and enhance visibility throughout the production cycle. So these concepts allow manufacturers to handle complex production workflows, track real-time progress, and ensure seamless integration between work order, routing, inventory, and costing. So why are advanced manufacturing concepts are important? So it provides greater control over complex production process, and it improves accuracy in cost calculation and inventory management. It also optimizes scheduling and resource allocation, and it enhances visibility into production status and performance also. So key advanced manufacturing concepts in NetSuite. First is work in process accounting, where what is WIP accounting? It tracks the value of partially completed goods during the manufacturing process. Also, it includes costs related to raw materials, labor, and overhead for work orders that are still in progress. So why is WIP important? because it ensures accurate financial reporting, reflects true production cost at any given time, and it helps tracking and managing production progress also. So for example, if 1000 units of mobile phones are in the assembly stage, so WIP accounts capture the material, labor and machine cost until the product is completed. Then comes our routing and work centers. So what is advanced routing? Advanced routing allows for defining multi-step production processes with detailed instructions, work center and timing. Each routing step is assigned to a work center where the operation occurs. So why we are using advanced routing, which handles complex production workflow, tracks actual versus estimated production times, improves costing accuracy by assigning labor and machine cost to each step. Then comes our production scheduling optimization. So what is that? So production scheduling in NetSuite, which helps scheduling work orders to minimize idle time, prevent resource overload and meet delivery deadlines. So why is it important? It ensures on-time delivery by optimizing production timelines, and it prevents bottlenecks by evenly distributing workload, and it maximizes machine and labor utilization also. So for example, if multiple work orders are scheduled for the same work center, so NetSuite optimizes the sequence to ensure smooth processing for the same. Next comes our production yield and scrap management. So what is production yield? It refers to the percentage of usable output generated during manufacturing compared to the input. So what is scrap management? So scrap management tracks the materials that are wasted or discarded during the production. So why are they important? Because it prevents excess material loss, identifies bottlenecks in production processes, it helps in analyzing production efficiency and reducing cost. So it is important for us to check our production yield and scrap management. Then comes our subcontracting and outsourcing. So what is that? Subcontracting allows manufacturers to outsource part of the production process to external vendors. NetSuite tracks these operations and includes the cost in the final product's costing. Next comes a why use subcontracting, because it reduces internal workload and speed up production, and it also helps handle specialized processes that require external expertise. So for example, a mobile phone manufacturer may subcontract the testing phase to an external vendor specializing in quality assurance. Next topic is our lot and serial number tracking, which means a lot and serial number tracking provides traceability of raw materials and finished goods throughout the supply chain. So why is it important? So it ensures compliance with industry regulations, enhances quality control and traceability. It helps managing recalls effectively. So for example, a batch of mobile phones batteries can be tracked using lot number, which is assigned to them to ensure quality and manage potential recalls. So how to implement advanced manufacturing concepts in NetSuite? So first we have to enable advanced manufacturing features in NetSuite. Then we have to configure WIP accounts and costing. Then we have to define routing and work centers. After that we have to configure lot and serial number tracking. Lastly, we have to define production yield and scrap tolerance for the same. So why we are using advanced manufacturing concepts in NetSuite? Because it enhances production efficiency and reduces cost. It improves accuracy in tracking production progress and cost. It provides better visibility and traceability across the supply chain, and it ensures compliance with industry standards and regulations too. Next comes our WIP, which is work in process, and routings in NetSuite. So what is work in progress? It refers to partially completed products that are still in the production stage but not yet finished. It includes costs related to raw materials which are consumed in production, and labor cost, wages and other expenses associated with production staff. And overhead costs, which means machine usage, utilities and other indirect costs is there. Next is why is WIP important? Because it provides accurate financial reporting by tracking the value of unfinished goods. It helps in managing production timelines and identifying bottlenecks, and it prevents overstatement or understatement of inventory values. So why does WIP work in NetSuite? So it is used for creating work order. It for work order release and WIP account updates, and then work order completion is the usage. Then what are routings in NetSuite? So routing defines a step-by-step process required to manufacture an item, which specifies sequence of operation, the order of tasks to be performed, and work centers where locations where operations take place, and setup and run times where time required for each operation is there. Why using routing? So it standardizes the production process to ensure quality and consistency, and it improves cost accuracy by assigning labor and machine cost, and it tracks progress and identifies delays in the manufacturing process also. So how to set up WIP and routing in NetSuite? First we have to enable WIP and routing features in NetSuite setup option. Then we have to define WIP accounts for setting up WIP and routings. Then we have to create a routing for an item. Then we have to assign the same routing to an assembly item. After that we have to create and release work order. Then tracking WIP and routing progress. First we have to monitor WIP cost, then we have to track work order progress, and then we have to identify variances for the same. So understanding WIP accounts and costing, first we have to make WIP inventory account, then after that we have to make an WIP variance account, and then we have to make WIP costing methods account for the same. So why are WIP and routing important in NetSuite? Because it ensures accurate cost tracking for partially completed work orders. It also improves production efficiency by standardizing routing steps, and it enhances visibility into the progress of manufacturing tasks, and it prevents delays and identifies production bottlenecks. So setting up WIP account and costing in NetSuite. So it ensures accurate financial reporting by tracking the value of unfinished goods, prevents incorrect valuation of inventory, and it helps identifying cost variance and efficiencies in production. So step to set up WIP accounts and costing in NetSuite, where we have to enable WIP, then we have to define WIP accounts, then assigning WIP accounts to items, then we have to define costing methods in NetSuite. After that we have to configure BOM for WIP, then we have to define work centers and routing for WIP, then we have to create a work order and track WIP's cost. So how to monitor and track WIP accounts in NetSuite? First WIP summary report we have to take, then manufacturing variance report we have to take, and work order status and costing reviews we have to see. So key benefits of proper WIP account setup: it provides accurate cost tracking of partially completed work orders, it is better for financial control and error prevention, and it improves visibility of production stages and costs, and it identifies variances to minimizes inefficiencies. Then setting up WIP account It is same as we have discussed right now. Then how to monitor. So we have, for WIP summary report, we have to navigate through reports. Under reports, inventory of manufacturing, then in that we can see WIP summary. For manufacturing variance report, we have to go to reports option. Under reports, we can see manufacturing variances option. Third is our tracking work order progress, where we have to click on transactions. Under transaction, manufacturing is there. Under manufacturing, work order completion is there. So till now, this is what our previous session was having. So as of today, we will be completing our manufacturing execution process, managing work orders in execution, tracking production progress, reporting and dashboard of manufacturing, quality control and inspections, quality checks in manufacturing, setting up inspection processes, and managing non-conformance and defects. So let's start with our first topic, which is manufacturing execution process in NetSuite. So the manufacturing execution process, MEP, refers to the series of actions and workflows which is involved in converting raw materials into finished goods, so while tracking, managing and optimizing the production process in real time. So it involves monitoring resources, managing work orders, tracking labor, and ensuring quality control during the manufacturing process. Then purpose of MEP, it improves production efficiency, it ensures quality control at each stage, and it provides real-time visibility of work orders and inventory, and it reduces errors and production delays. Key stages in manufacturing execution process. First is production planning and scheduling, where we have to define production plans based on demand, schedule work orders with estimated completion time, and allocate resources, which means materials, labor and machines. Then we have to issue materials, where raw materials or components are issued to the production flow, and it ensures that the bill of material is followed. Then is production execution, where actual manufacturing process takes place, labor and machine time are recorded, and work in progress is also tracked. Then comes our quality control and inspection, where quality checks at different stages is done, and defective items are identified and reworked or rejected for the same. Next is our work order completion, where finished goods are recorded and transferred to the inventory, and work order status is updated to completed. Lastly, inventory and costing updates, where updating inventory with finished goods are there, calculating actual production cost, which means labor, overhead and material costs, and comparing planned versus actual cost. Next is our enabling manufacturing features in NetSuite, where we have to go to setup option. Under setup company, under company we can enable features for the same. Then we have to select manufacturing tab. Then under manufacturing tab we have to enable work orders and assemblies, WIP and routings if there is. Then we have to check our quality management if using quality checks are there. Then if we want to see real-time monitoring and reporting, so NetSuite provides real-time dashboards and reports that allows production managers to track work order progress, labor and machine utilization, material consumption and wastage too. So after that, advanced manufacturing concepts in NetSuite MEP, where WIP and routing is there, where defining step-by-step routing and track work in progress is there. Production scheduling, where it uses finite capacity scheduling to avoid bottlenecks, and shop floor management, where monitoring employee performance and equipment usage is there. Then comes our benefits of MEP in NetSuite, where enhanced production control and traceability is there. It minimizes production downtime. It provides real-time visibility into manufacturing operations, and it provides better cost control and resource utilization. So managing work orders and execution in NetSuite Manufacturing. So managing work orders and execution refers to the process of overseeing and controlling work orders once they have been created and released for production. So it involves tracking the status, assigning resources, monitoring progress, and ensuring timely completion of the work order while maintaining quality standards. So objective of managing work orders and execution is to ensure smooth workflow during production, track real-time progress of work orders, avoid delays by resolving issues quickly, and monitor resource usage and minimize wastage, and maintain quality standards and ensure timely completion. So key steps in managing work order execution. So for that, releasing work orders for production is there. After work orders are created and approved, they are released to the production floor, and released work orders move to the in progress status, indicated that production has just started. So navigation involves under list option we can find manufacturing. Under manufacturing, work order is there, then we have to release work order. Then comes our issuing materials to production, where allocating raw materials and components to the work order is done, and also it ensures that materials are issued based on the bill of material BOM. Navigation involves under transaction we can find manufacturing. Under manufacturing, issuing components is there, and we can create a new issue components too. Then comes our tracking work order progress. So we have to monitor the progress of work orders at various stages and updating production details such as labor, machine time, and work center utilization, and we have to identify bottlenecks and take corrective actions for the same. Navigation involves transactions. Under transaction, manufacturing is there. Under manufacturing, work order completion is there, where we can click on new option. So managing work in progress, where we can track partially completed goods and WIP accounts. Then we can allocate costs, where labor, overhead, materials accurately, and using WIP and routings to update routing operations and track progress is done. For that, navigation involves transactions. Under transaction, manufacturing is there. Under manufacturing, WIP completion is there, where we can click on new option also. So performing quality checks, where we can conduct inspections at various stages of production, capture data on quality parameters and ensure compliance to the same, and then we can rework or reject items that do not meet our standards. For that, we have to navigate to list. Under list, manufacturing is there. Under manufacturing, we can click on quality, then we can click on new inspection. Then recording labor and machine time, where the tracking of time employees and machines spent on each work order is done. Then monitor actual versus planned time to identify variances is done. For that, navigation involves transactions. Under transaction, manufacturing is there. Under manufacturing, we can enter labor time for the same. Then if we want to manage work order variances, first we have to analyze variances between planned and actual cost. Then we have to identify discrepancies in material usage, labor hours, and machine time, and then we have to adjust future work orders to optimize resources. Then navigation, where we have to click on reports option. Under reports, manufacturing. Under manufacturing, work order variance analysis is there. Then completing and closing work orders. So once production is completed, updating the work order to be completed to completed status is done. Then post finished goods to inventory, then close the work order to prevent further changes is done. For that, we have to navigate through transactions. Under transactions, manufacturing is there. Under manufacturing, work order completion is there. Under that, we can create a new thing. Then comes our real-time monitoring and reporting, where we can track and manage work orders using real-time dashboards to view. First, we have to see work order status, which is pending, in progress, or completed. Then WIP cost and material usage we have to track. Then we have to monitor labor and machine utilization too in real time. So for that, navigation involves under dashboards we can find manufacturing. Under manufacturing we can see work order dashboard. So best practices for managing work orders and execution is regularly review work order status to identify delays, use automated alerts for material shortages or quality issues, and also optimize routing and scheduling to minimize production downtime, and also analyze variance reports to refine future work orders. So tracking production progress and reporting on dashboards in NetSuite Manufacturing. So in NetSuite, it involves monitoring the status of work orders, labor, machine time, and material consumption during the manufacturing process. So key aspects of tracking production progress is to monitor work order status, then track labor and machine time, managing work in progress, which is WIP, issuing and consuming materials, and recording production completion is done. KPIs for tracking production progress, where work order completion rate is there, then WIP inventory value is there, labor and machine efficiency is given there, and material usage variance is also provided there, and production cycle time is also given in KPIs for tracking. Then comes a reporting and dashboard for manufacturing, where manufacturing reports and dashboards in NetSuite provide real-time insight into the production process. They help analyzing performance, identifying inefficiencies, and making data-driven decisions to improve production efficiency. So key reports for manufacturing is to work order summary report, production variance analysis, WIP inventory report, material usage report is provided, and work center efficiency report is also given. Key dashboards for manufacturing. So for that, production dashboard is there, work order dashboard is there, inventory and material dashboard is there, so that we can see the progress of each department individually. Then KPIs to track in dashboard, where work order efficiency percentage is provided, WIP inventory value is done, on time completion rate is given, and material consumption rate, at how much rate material is consumed or material is given for production of final goods, and labor and machine utilization is also given. Then comes the benefits of tracking and reporting in NetSuite, where real-time production visibility for better decision making is done. It also reduces production variance and increase efficiency. It also provides faster identification and resolution of production bottlenecks, and it also improves resource utilization and lower operating cost. Quality control and inspections in NetSuite Manufacturing, where quality control, QC, and inspection in NetSuite ensure that manufactured products meet predefined quality standards before they are moved to inventory or delivered to customers. So objective of quality control in NetSuite Manufacturing, it ensures consistent product quality and compliance with standard. It detects defects early and reduce rework or scrap. It also maintains customer satisfaction by delivering high quality products, and it track and analyze quality metrics to improve processes. Then quality checks in manufacturing. So what are quality checks? So they are systematic evaluation performed during different stages of the manufacturing process to ensure that products meet design specifications, safety standards, and customer expectations. So types of quality checks in NetSuite, based on income material inspection, in-process inspection, final product inspection, and random or sample inspection is done. KPIs for quality check, percentage of passed inspection is provided in KPI, which is key performance indicator, defect rate if there's any, and first pass yield is given, and scrap and rework rate is provided in KPIs. Setting up inspection process in NetSuite. So what is an inspection process? It involves defining inspection points, configuring templates, setting criteria, and automating workflows to capture inspection results. So steps to set up quality inspection in NetSuite, where we have to enable quality Management features: create inspection templates, assign inspection templates to items. Then we have to define inspection workflows, and after that we have to configure quality alerts and notifications. Then managing non-conformance and defects. So what is non-conformance? So a non-conformance refers to any deviation from estimated quality standards that results in defective or non-compliant products. So it requires corrective actions to prevent future occurrences. So types of non-conformance is material non-conformance, in-process non-conformance, and final product non-conformance. So steps to manage non-conformance in NetSuite, where we have to log non-conformance reports, which is NCRs, and we have to assign corrective and preventive actions for the same, which is kappa, and track rework and scrap management, so that it minimizes wastage of materials. And then we have to review and close non-conformance reports for the same. So KPIs for non-conformance management. So for non-conformance, corrective action completion time is there, and also it works on percentage of rework and scrap, and recurrence of rate of defect is there. So benefits of quality control in NetSuite: it improves product quality and customer satisfaction, it reduces production errors and rework cost, and it provides real-time tracking of quality metrics for continuous improvement and compliance with industry standards and regulations. So in conclusion, as we have discussed about in our previous session also, that what are our manufacturing module includes. So we have explored how quality control and inspection play a critical role in ensuring consistent product quality. Also, we discussed setting up inspection processes to automate and streamline quality checks across various stages. We have covered how to effectively manage non-conformance and defects by identifying deviations, assigning corrective actions, and preventing recurrence. And also, we leverage reports and dashboards, also helps tracking quality performance and make data-driven improvements. So by implementing a structured quality control process in NetSuite, organizations can enhance product quality, minimize rework costs, and ensure compliance with industry standards. Regular monitoring of production progress and quality metrics empowers businesses to make informed decisions and continuously improve manufacturing efficiency. So thank you all for joining today's session. I hope this webinar has provided you valuable insights into managing quality control processes effectively within NetSuite Manufacturing. If you all have any further questions or need assistance with setup or customization, feel free to reach out. So stay tuned for our upcoming webinars, where we will dive deeper into advanced manufacturing concepts and best practices to maximize NetSuite potential. So thank you once again, and I look forward to connecting with you tomorrow.